But what we do need to do, I think, is to have students from America feel as comfortable about a world in which China is important as they might in thinking England's going to be important again or France is going to be important. They have to be part of the mental map and the emotional map and the set of connections to actual small towns and friends and people and experiences and bars and all the rest that people get through experience there. And so the goal I would have for students thinking of a world in which China plays a larger part is to learn the language if we can, but most of all to be able to be there, to spend some time, enough time there to feel familiar with it and comfortable with it. We know that feeling familiar and comfortable can be taken too far. For example, if you cross the street without the mentality you might die at any second, then you're asking for trouble. An episode that Deb describes in her book is a time that she was run over in Beijing, not simply by somebody who was running a red light, of course, but somebody who was running a red light going the wrong way on an 8-lane, one-way freeway. That was the guy who ran her over. She is fine now, and it made a good couple pages in the book, but it was sort of an illustration of things you shouldn't feel comfortable about. But more seriously, if we can feel that this is part of a world that doesn't threaten us, part of a world we have to take seriously, but not fear. That, I think, is the step for students to take. And that is the main message I've tried to convey in writing about China, which I'm going to be doing more of in the future, that yes, take this seriously. Yes, this is important. Yes, there are some ways in which it's going to change life around the world, and yes, there are some problems that China might create, and of course, the US has created problems too. So all those things are true, but recognize it as part of the terrain that we will live in and not be worried by that fact. And if we can accomplish that, if students can feel that comfort with a world in which China is a big part, then they will have a happier life operating that world, and programs like the one that you all have pioneered here will have played a very important and positive role. So with that, I will summarize by saying first that it is challenging to get an accurate picture of a place as diverse as China for reasons that China inflicts on itself, but also institutional barriers, and the main way around it is just more and more face-to-face contact. Second, I'm saying that as a state matter, I don't think the basic balance has changed. That could be different in the future, but right now I think it's a difficult period in a basically unchanged fundamental relationship. Third, I'm saying that schools like this one have really been important, more than we know, in the relationship between these countries. And finally, I'm saying students look with confidence to a world including China, even if you don't spend all those years learning Chinese. Finally, I'll say again, it is a true honor to be part of this lecture series and part of the tribute to John Fisher Zeidman, part of the living memorial his family has so wisely and wonderfully created. So thank you for letting me be part.